G'day team. Now, what you see on this plate here, this slab of granite, is it's hard to pronounce, Quinacridone Red. And it's been mixed into my tempera, which is this part here, with this, my glass muller. So, a bit of a process going on here, and I'm going to walk you through it. But first, we need to use up our red. So once our red's out, I'll wipe it down, and we'll kick off with the next colour. Pretty fun. So you can see here, it is honestly about as crisp as you can possibly get colour to be. That's what you get when you make it yourself. Let me jump you up a spot here, guys. Bring you right up to the top. Bear with me. Let me just shift around the joint. There's where I want you. There you go. Now you can see the plate too. There's exactly where you need to be. That's perfect. Get my shirt out of the way. We're running a high risk in a white shirt, but at the end of the day, it's actually okay. Because if we're sensible enough with the paint, we shouldn't need to worry about that. But we'll see. We might not be sensible enough with the paint yet. That's the challenges we have. You're a bit close, team. Let me push you back a bit. Here we go. Wonderful. So, because of the style and how fast the paint actually dries, the compromise you make on potent colour is effectively one colour at a time, which for me, that has zero impact on my style. Borderline completely immune to it because I love going one colour at a time. Here we go. So one thing I'm going to do, guys, there's one extra thing I need. Who do we have here? Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And you're an artist and a chef, so massive compliment, you legend. All right, I'm coming back. There's one precaution I haven't taken that I should be. The last part of the puzzle. Alright, let me get this into place. Here we go. Snug as a bug in a rug. So, what that device is doing is it's an air purifier and it's checking the air. Not that we want the air to be purified, but we do want to know if there's anything wrong with our process, that something might be in it. The air should always be pure. Let me have a little look-see here. I've got my glove here, lovely. Perfecto. We've got everything we need. I actually, I sanded back the panel just a wee bit because I felt like the actual colours were good, but they weren't perfect. Not in exactly the right spots. So we gave the composition a bit of a refresh in the form of just pulling back some of the colours. Ooh-wee. In. How long have I been painting for? Most of my life. This piece. We've had an interesting road with this piece. But we're going to get it somewhere special. I've had a few starts, and it hasn't felt quite right. So, we start again. think we want to get some white through this. So here's how we do it. There we go. I should have some white. There we are. In here. Looks a little dodgy, doesn't it? Most of your life, what's that, 20-something years? I'm 32, so a little bit longer. Let's sneak in here. This is titanium dioxide. And so we have more fun. How about you join me down closer? There we go. Lovely. Right. You can see our little pile of the titanium dioxide. And now our next thing to do is to grab just a little bit of water here. You can see it's immediately, you can see that reaction happening there. It'll start combining itself into that pigment. So slowly, they're going to work into each other. And then the last thing I have, if you just put literal pigment with water, once the water evaporates, the pigment has nothing to adhere to the surface with. So this is our binder. And what this is going to do, put it in just a second, is leave something behind with the pigment to stay on the surface with. So it's tempera. It's going to form a band of proteins and fats. This here, this is a special piece of equipment. Can you see that? This is a glass molar. So what this does is, because it's glass and I can push it onto the granite, here we go. It's going to allow that those pigment particles to be ground down extra small. That's what we want to happen. I can't get you any closer than that. That's as close as you can get. If you're just joining us here, we are making paint. See there, we want to get it nice and spread out. There we go. That's a good texture right there. And we're doing it right on top of the reds. So we want that red to bleed through it. We want like a rosé-ish tone. There we go. This is one step that you don't want to rush as well, because you need that those pigment particles to be spread properly, or you get the obvious inconsistent color, inconsistent drying results that won't look beautiful or won't last. So you know you've got a good flat molar and a flat granite surface when it sticks, kind of like a suction cup like that. That's a good sign that everything's as it needs to be. It's a really nice thickness there. Now, arguably too thick to get applied by itself. So what we do from here, like I said, in here, voila, this is our binder. Now the key here, we're not going to get overexcited. just a little bit. And what this does, like I said, this allows us to leave something behind with the pigment after the water evaporates that'll allow it to stay on the surface. So much work? Yeah, it is. It's a ton of work, but it's worthwhile because the result you get is color to die for. Whew. Beautiful. Now the cool thing here is these pigments can contain heavy metals, which make them quite dangerous, but after they've been mixed in like so, guess what? Those heavy metals are no longer at high risk of becoming airborne. So we're safe enough to actually get our box, lift this up and put this bottom lid on it. The reason why we put the bottom lid on the box is because that box definitely still have some of the residual powders in it. We can bring you guys back up to here. There we go. So now you see, just down here, we have our lovely white rosé color mixed in with our paint, and it's ready to use. So it's going to be quite buttery, almost the consistency of a cream. I'll bring it up there so you can see it nice and close up. Made our own paint. How fun's that? Thanks, John. Look, a lot of artists make their own paint, but I love this stuff because if you do it this way, the paintings will last the longest and the color's the best. So we're less in a pursuit to create work for ourselves and more in a pursuit to find the best color we can find. And as far as I can tell, making paint for yourself and mixing it with these strong, powerful pigments, well, that's as good as it gets. A little bit of color control, but like we still want to give away that control. We just want to play with powerful pigment. Like if you've ever finished a acrylic work and looked at it and thought, the paint's not as intense as I wanted it to be. The paint's not this, the paint's not that. Make it yourself. Fix a bunch of those issues. Still in kind of an impressionistic stage. We don't want to get too excited in actually creating the subjects as much as we do just want to keep spotting shapes around them, in them. Just move a couple of these objects a little bit boxed in here too. Just bring this over here. Beautiful. Cheers, Connor. I've actually been trying to cut down on the snacks. And, getting a bit too much relaxed into the old beat a dad front. So. Now what Da Vinci used to do is he'd start the works like this, in this kind of quick fire, fast drying way, and then he'd finish them with oils. So like Mona Lisa, I think they've discovered now that there's tempera layers in its base before it moved on to oils later in the piece for that finer details. Where am I visiting for galleries? Lawless. Well, hold on. Should I be expecting a lawless place if I'm visiting for galleries? I'm scared now. Unless you're Lucy, in which case if you're lawless, that's great, you're a celebrity. Connor, am I taking commissions? They are open. I don't want to sound like I'm not interested, I'd love to. They are open. We're backed up by about 4 pieces at the moment, so we're a busy little bumblebee. But the reason why I sounded a little bit like a ooh is because I really wanted to start building out a body of a few unique works with some raw colour like this, abstracts of people's faces and environments. And that's why I'm hesitant, because I really want to crack into them. But that being said, if you've got the right idea, maybe we make it happen. Hey Jay. Let's just get a wee bit more of this tempera in here. There we go. Just a bit more binder. Get the feeling it's going to try and dry out too much. It gives it a fresh life. Thanks, Shimon. Appreciate that. Jeepers Gibson. This is, I don't think this is that couple. This is a lovely couple. So this is their photo from their wedding, and she's got a dress that actually stops just when your collarbone and shoulders start, So very funky, unique wedding dress. And then he's in a lovely dark suit with a shade of blue. And we're in that kind of wild stage right now. Blues, reds, rosés now. Felt like it was getting a bit dark, so I jumped across into a bit of white. But the white obviously combines with the red, and that's what we're getting to now. And then we have to make a decision soon. What colour do we link on to next? Welcome to the team, Connor. M-Dog. I'm sure there's plenty. As a matter of opinion, though, that's the thing. So if you like sculpture, I'm probably not going to be your favourite artist. If you like glass art, again, I'm coming definitely outside the top 10,000. But if you like, I'm probably a colour artist. I think that's the best way to put it. We chop and change the medium so much, but colour, that's where I really want to be playing, team. So that's the big one, eh? I don't mean to say it's all I care about, but ooh, it kind of is. Here we go. I think we're going to climb across into some French ultramarine blue. This is a very lovely colour. Just get my little scraper here. It's going to be quite hard actually with this lid on. Let me lift that one down. Less concerned about this one in terms of every last little bit of powder. So we can put that one out with the lid on it, because that one contains no dangerous heavy metals. It's just raw beauty. I said it before, I'll say it again, this colour was so gorgeous. You're going to see why when we start. That they so I can actually get it even closer. Can we get it even closer? It's literally about as close as I can get you. Okay. It's probably too close actually. I can't even work like that. There we go. This colour was literally, had a bounty out against it by the French government, who were saying that they would pay someone if they managed to synthetically make the colour. And it was a French alchemist who discovered it. Now the correct way to do this is you make a little hollow in the middle, just like this. Scratch it out, make a hollow. You can decorate it if you want. This is excess, you don't need to be doing what I'm doing now. You scratch it in the middle so it looks like a little volcano. And then you get your water and you pour it straight into the middle. And the reason why you do that is the water then breaks down the pigment from the inside out, And what you're after at this stage is a lovely, lovely kind of cream consistency. Cream's a good way to put it. If we can get some cream, we'll be away. But basically what we're really searching for here is that all the pigment gets mixed into the water. There we go. Gorgeous. There's that toothpaste consistency we talked about. See how it's kind of got the texture of oils there? Really holds a spike. That's what we want. Bit more water at the far end, that's alright. We'll mix all that in. Just like that. Lovely. And now that we have this beautiful, crazy pigment waiting for the next step on us, we, first off, we'll drop a molar in there. Perfect. And second off, we're going to grab, where is it? We may need to just grab a little bit more, actually. There we go. And that's going to sneak through here. And then not too much, but enough that the pigment there's something to adhere to after the water's gone. That's our main requirement here. And then we just start dicing it all together. Just like this. There we go. So we'll lift off that box again. Put that down there. And now we have our new colour to continue with. How exciting is that? Meanwhile, I'm excited. There we go. Oh, I'm on the wrong stage there. Alright. Ultramarine blue. Here we go. Cheers, guys. I appreciate that. One thing about this too is it's good to let this dry. Much more between days. Give it a chance to really sit before you throw too many coats at it. No, Connor, go off and study, mate. You need to get your study done. But I appreciate you being here. Studying's good. I actually miss studying a little bit. Just spend your night just learning, creating knowledge. I think some of the courses I really disliked it on that I was doing, but other ones I found deeply interesting. It kind of depended on the course you were doing and who the lecturer was and all that really helped make for a good course. All right. And a little bit more, or are we happy there? We'll pause there. Nursing. You'll smash it. Thanks, Philip. All right, guys. I'm going to hit the track, but I appreciate you being here. Wishing you all the best from this little pocket here in New Zealand. Connor, good luck with your nursing stuff. Jay, they are a lovely couple, and it's their wedding photo. So it's a commission, and it's a surprise. So don't worry, she's not on TikTok, so it's our little secret. Alright, see you soon, team.